Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the FPL Affairs podcast, the podcast that strips back and lays bare our season-long love affair with FPL. In the first of our Unwrapped videos this week, FPL Affairs admin league leader Dove flies in from across the world to make his debut alongside Lion and myself. We look at how our teams got on in Gameweek 7 and the initial thoughts moving forward. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for all of our content, and if you hit that bell, get notifications each time we post something new. Anyway, enough of my small talk. Let's get cracking.
And there's Mo Salah. There goes Haaland. He's on his way again. He's hungry. He scored. Ice cold precision from Palmer. Oh, Saka! That is a diamond of a goal.
Greetings, everybody, to the latest and monumental episode of the FPL Affairs podcast with me, Matt, aka the FPL Affairs Magpie. And joining us for our Gameweek 7 Unwrapped is, as per usual, Bossman Lewis, aka the FPL Affairs Lion, and our admin league leader coming all the way from Malaysia, FPL Affairs Dove is his alias, also known as Mohammed. How are you doing, sirs?
Well,
Where should we start? Got to be league leader first. How you doing?
I am absolutely excited, of course. I've been really looking forward to join you guys, but can't for a couple of reasons, technical errors and so on. And it's 4:30 a.m. here in Malaysia. Everyone is asleep, but of course not for me. I'm so excited to chat with you guys.
Good man. Fabulous. Well, as I said, you're leading the admin league. How long? When did you reach the top of that? I can't remember.
I think in game week 5, yes, I think game week 5, I thought the immediately after I passed league on the way to that.
Yeah, probably one of his chips that he's completely used the first set
Yes.
has expired. Have you used any of your chips yet?
Right now only one in game week 6. Triple captain Haaland against Burnley,
Nice.
and of course he smashed it with 2 goals and 1 assist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you still have wildcard and free hit?
Yes, I still have all the chips left in my
Wow.
arsenal.
Are you wildcarding this week or saving it for 13?
Of course
We
not,
don't know yet.
because I think my team rotates very well for the few upcoming weeks. I'll be looking to wildcard probably around in game week 12 and game week 13, where some of the team has a very good fixture swing.
Yeah, that's it. If your team looks good now, then
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
you
should
know,
we
hang
take a
on
look
to it
at
for
it?
sure. If not, I think 12 or 13 looks good. Yeah.
Should we take a look at it?
Yeah.
I thought I choose, can't decide which. Saka for obvious reasons, because he's definitely got on my talking point list, as is Caicedo of Chelsea for different reasons, or same reasons.
Saka on there because he stole a penalty.
Yes.
Mixture and also we'll come to it later on, but the sort of, do you go Saka over Gyökeres, who's on penalties, who's not on penalties, the circumstances surrounding it, blah 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 blah, and the meanings of those blah 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 blah, we will have in the talking points after we look at our points for the week. Starting with you, Mohammed, talk us through, what did you do going into the game week?
Well, it has been an absolutely smashing season. Of course, I tried to be a little bit differential in the early of the season. At that time, definitely Salah template is the best, most popular, I think. I tried to go with Haaland, and Haaland has absolutely smashing it for me, which is mainly the reason why I am here right now in 110k, I guess, around that. So it's been a very good game week. Of course, Kudus and Semenyo with double digits, and Haaland returning for my captain. Moving forward, I guess my team is looking good. Rotates very well. A couple of concern for my team is that I didn't have Arsenal defense for their good run of fixture, and of course Rodgers has been a disappointment for me. I mean, it's quite funny because in the early of the season, people are piling up for Villa attackers, mainly Rodgers and Watkins, because they have a good run of fixture, game week, 7 match of good run of fixture. But of course, game week 7 has already ended, and Rodgers give me a measly 2 assists across that 7 game, which is a huge disappointment. And I think I'll be looking to sell Rodgers maybe to Caicedo. He has been phenomenal. I think he got 96 DEFCON across that 7 game, and his total point is second most among midfielder.
Yeah, he's
So
had
basically,
an incredible start, hasn't he, Caicedo?
Yeah.
it's
What's his
absolutely
price?
amazing.
Do you want to read?
5.7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
started
So,
5
Do you want to read
and
out
he's
your
had 2 rises. Yeah.
Do you want to read out your game week 7 players and points?
no, of course. Donnarumma, start off with the goalkeeper, Donnarumma. Absolutely glad that he got the clean sheet. 6 points, the minimum that I was expecting him to do. Then a little bit of a disappointment with Spurs. But glad Poro with the assist and DEFCON with 7 points. Gehi with 3 points, 1 point loss to that last minute goal from Jack Grealish. Of course, Kudus with a goal and an assist for 12 points. Semenyo absolutely smashing it with 80 points. Bruno again, another disappointment. I think last game week is a big troll from him. He missed the penalty. And on top of that, he got 11 DEFCON, just one shot of that bonus point. This game week, again, 11 DEFCON again, another troll. Lost out of that 2 extra bonus point. Reinders, so close to get a goal. Amazing volley, but Kelleher kept that one out. And Goikarez can't finish his chance, 2 points, but I'm not that too scared because Arsenal has a very good run of fixture. But kind of sad that the penalty duty is on Saka, not on him, but it's okay. We see how I hope he got a goal or something in the future. João Pedro, 2 points, quite expected against Liverpool. But they have a good run of fixture after this, so I am not too concerned about that. And of course, our big man Haaland with another goal and another return for my captain.
Yeah, so
yeah, definitely a risky move there. If you could see that Rodgers I benched, although he played against Burnley, because I have been absolutely disappointed with Aston Villa. He got 5 points, and I'm not too much hurt on that.
So that rounded you up with 74 points, 1 point above your safety score, putting you totaling on 463, I believe. And you were right with your rank. You were close.
Yes, close.
One.
Yeah.
Why did you only?
Yeah, 111K.
111K. Hoping to smash that 100K barrier next game week. Inshallah.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, toes crossed.
I mean,
final thought on it though. What do you think you'll do? First thoughts going into next week.
Well, next week.
Next game week.
Or in the future. Probably looking to get in Caicedo ahead of Rodgers and using that extra fund to upgrade Van de Ven to an Arsenal defender.
Are you going to be able to afford an Arsenal defender from Van de Ven?
Yes. If I sold Rodgers to Caicedo and bring in Gabriel for Van de Ven, I will have 0.6 million extra in the bank.
Okay, so Rodgers must be quite expensive this year then, is he?
He
I still think of him as
7.
like a cheap player, but yeah, obviously.
He started on 7.0. I have no
Right
idea
now,
what's happened with his prices.
6.9 right now.
Okay, so you can get enough money from Rodgers to Caicedo to upgrade Van de Ven. Yeah.
To probably Gabriel, I guess.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Sweet.
So, are we looking at yours or mine?
Yours first. Start at the top and work downwards.
You were worse than me. Jesus.
Well, overall rank anyway at the moment.
Okay. I thought you meant game week. Okay, yeah, I got, how many points did I get? It doesn't say under the badge.
I know, I hit it. So
Okay, you did.
either add them up that's on screen. Quick mental addition. I
No,
forgot
no,
to say, Mohammed, I'm
you.
deciding to bring in mental maths as part of this.
Oh, okay.
You can wait, or
So
you
this is
can
a
wait
lesson.
till I.
This is a maths lesson as well as a podcast. But actually, you've done me a favour by hiding it. So, um, in goal, I had Matt Sells. I've had him all season, and he's got me a grand total of 0 clean sheets. So that's amazing. Can't wait to sell him on wildcard next week. But yeah, he got 3 points. I think he lasted about an hour with a clean sheet, and I was thinking, yeah, maybe he might just sneak one, but
Mm,
jammy old Newcastle got their goals in the end. So Sells with a 3 pointer, Saliba with a routine clean sheet for 6 points. I also had Pedro Porro, who got an assist for a chip ball through to Kudus, and he scraped DEFCONs in the last minute, so 7 points, even though they conceded, is very handy. Van der Ven 2 pointer. I had Nico O'Reilly for Man City, so he was a 2 week punt. Um, it was between him and Vardiol that I was going to go for, and I thought I'd go for O'Reilly because he's a bit of a differential and he has some goal threat as well. But that turned out being the wrong pick because Gvardiol got 2 bonus yesterday and he didn't get booked. So,
and he
but
got an
Man City
assist.
clean sheet, that was okay.
I think he got 11. I think he got 11 points. The clean
What
sheet and
Gvardiol
an
did.
assist. Clean sheet and
Oh yeah, he
assist.
got on Christ,
Got
yeah. So that
a
was actually yeah,
6 point swing.
yeah, that was actually quite a nasty swing in the end. But yeah, um, my transfer in this week was Brennan Johnson out, so that's not a problem. He definitely had to go. It was just who I brought in. I went for Cunha from Man United. Could have been Embuemo, could have been Gordon, who also blanked, could have been Foden, who also blanked. So yeah, that's pretty guttering that he only got 1 pointer, but I wasn't expecting him to be benched. So um, that was
That's
yeah, that was a shame. Declan
heartbreaking. So
Rice had an absolutely worldy performance. He started off playing as the holding midfielder because we actually started Zubimendi on the bench and Rice was playing deep and Eze and Odegaard were playing the two tens. But Odegaard got about 20 minutes, which meant Zubimendi came on and Rice got pushed further up and he was already on about 5 DEFCONs at that point.
Mm,
So I was thinking, okay, well, he's definitely going to hit DEFCONs. If he can get an attack in return whilst he's playing more advanced, then that would be ideal. And yeah,
mm,
he came onto one on the edge of the box and finished it really well. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was like a half volley that you have to kind of control rather than smash. And he placed it really nicely. And so
mm.
very
Matt
nice
and I,
one.
we spoke, sorry,
A very nice one indeed.
it was a nice goal. Yeah. And we spoke about Rice on last week's pod. I think Matt and I was saying about how like,
Mm.
Rice for me is a good Arsenal pick, and he won't be very popular because he's not a glamorous name. But I just think he will get goals and assists.
Yeah,
He's on the corners.
I
He
think
will hit DEFCONs.
I
I
think
just think he's
I um I think I saw a stat this week that he's actually got a return of some kind in every single fixture.
that he
So
started. Yeah, that's right.
whether
Yeah,
that be DEFCON, an assist, a
or a
goal,
goal, mm,
um, it,
or a
I think
bonus or something.
possibly
Yeah,
the one where he didn't, he got the 1 point clean sheet or
yeah.
something.
There was a game where he'd got no returns, but he still somehow got bonus or something. Like he's that
Yeah,
kind of
that's what
player.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
that
that
was
kind of
it.
player. He plays 90 minutes. He'll be busy. He'll get tackles. He'll get passes. He'll put crosses in.
Mm,
He's just a busy player. And for me, the only thing is he takes up an Arsenal spot. So I do understand the argument to go, well, you can have Gabriel, Saka, and then obviously probably most people would double Arsenal defence. But I think moving forwards, I think I'm just going to stick with Rice and then just have one Arsenal defender. Um, but yeah, he had a good game. Gakpo got me a 7 pointer with a poacher's finish away at Chelsea. He's one that I've held on to for a while. I always think he's got goals in him as long as he's starting
mm.
for Liverpool on that left wing and getting some decent minutes. I always think he's a good option. So because he's not overly expensive either. So I was pleased that Gakpo got a goal. Gyökeres should have had a penalty and goals. And yeah, Mohammed knows this. He feels my
Yeah,
pain. He feels
because
my
I
pain. I was
because
yeah.
I transferred him in this game week, so kind of
Oh no, yeah.
disappointed
So
with
Gyökeres.
you were
penalty.
waiting for that goal, yeah.
Yes, I was waiting for that goal.
And I knew this. Like if I was wildcarding last week or on a free hit, I would have picked Saka and Gyökeres. My transfer in this week wasn't a situation where I could have got Saka in, so I had a feeling he'd score. Um, in open play didn't actually have them that many chances. So for Arsenal to get the penalty and him to take it was a bit disappointing, a bit unlucky, I think, for Gyökeres owners. But yeah, it wasn't guaranteed either way on the penalties, so not a lot you can do about that. Watkins captain was a brave call, I think, maybe with his form.
Mm.
But yeah, but
Um,
I liked the Burnley at home fixture. I knew they'd be on the attack. I expected them to score a couple of goals, which they did. Unfortunately for me, Watkins was not involved, and Kieran's favourite player, Dom Marlin, was the man to bag both the goals.
Didn't
So yeah, that was disappointing. I mean, my theory is that Villa would probably score more or the same amount of goals as Man City away at
I
Brentford.
think, I
And
think
how
yeah,
honestly,
how
I
long did
think
Kieran? I'm going slightly off the point because this is your team, but how long did Kieran actually hold on to Marlon? Was it
I think
right
he might have.
off until he wild carded?
Yeah, I think it was funny because I think he
yeah,
kept starting him for the first few weeks, and it was like, well, he must start the next game, and he just kept not starting. So eventually, and then he was like coming on for one pointers and stuff, and then that's when we changed his name in the chat.
Mm.
So yeah,
So
but yeah, just very quickly, Watkins blanked as captain. He actually got taken off quite early, about 68 minutes, which was just painful. And I had Haaland, but didn't have him captain, so it wasn't the most brutal of captain swings because he just got one goal. So yeah.
which actually worked against you. So
Mhm.
do you want to do the honors of reading your points total?
Yeah, so
It
I got
was
56 points in total. Safety score was 70, so I've definitely had a bit of a red arrow this week. I do think it was not the worst week to have a bad week, if that makes sense. Like if if there would have been some key players that absolutely smashed it, then it could have been
mm,
a painful week. But I don't think many people would have got more than 15, 20 points than I did. So yeah, it's the first bad week I've had in a while, and it wasn't too catastrophic. I'm sitting at 1.8 million, and I'm wildcarding into um, game week 8 after the international break. So I'm quite content with that.
mm.
fresh start maybe.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 406 points total.
Just as
Um,
an early spoiler, my wild card is very likely to include both Salah and Haaland.
Interesting,
ooh,
spicy.
Mm,
yeah, that will have to leave till closer to the time. We'll
yeah. How'd you go on,
move
Matt?
on move on to mine. So yeah, the having wild carded in game week 6, having wild carded in game week 6. I did take a few punts with my wild card because I didn't like the Gyökeres. I didn't like a couple of the game week 6 fixtures. Um, so I had the intention of having a 1 week punt on Richarlison, and then I brought in, had the money in the bank, and did Richarlison to Gyökeres for this week. So seeing that Richarlison was benched was like, yes. It was like result, getting rid of him and getting Gyökeres in.
Yeah, that's a win in itself, isn't it? Regardless of
That
what happened.
that was,
Mm.
yeah, and then you'll just think, yes, he's home to West Ham, and then how it therefore pans out. Yeah, not
And
quite.
Andy got another 90 minutes as well, which was
Mm,
just
not
yeah.
so that, yeah, and I'd actually, when I wildcarded, that was what my plan was for going into game week 7. Use one of my two free transfers, Richarlison to Gyökeres, and then all week, particularly after I was going to wait till the Champions League fixtures have gone just to save in case of injuries and so on. And after Saka scored off the bench in the UCL, I was then thinking, shall I actually scrap the Richarlison to Gyökeres, and should I? And I then actually looked at, because I'd got Foden for the fixture against Burnley,
Mm,
and he blanked and got booked. So I was thinking, oh, shall I maybe do Foden to Saka instead?
yeah.
So I was kind of weighing up. And the money wasn't an issue because I had it in the bank. But in the end, I stuck with the no. I'll go with the initial plan, which didn't work, so to speak. Not a huge amount of difference, but
Yeah.
reading reading my team out. So Nick Pope, 7-pointer in goal. Senesi, 2 points. Gabriel's 9, and Tarkovsky's 5. So DEFCON again, and one bonus he picked up. And oh, that Jack Grealish goal. My word, the impact that had on the fixture. Tarkovsky, I think at that point was on 3 bonus.
Yes, it's 3 bonus point, I guess.
He was on 3 bonus, and then Jack Grealish scores, and my rank takes a hit. Tarkovsky drops 2 points bonus. Um,
So it would have
that
helped your
was a
rank a
bit of
little bit though, wouldn't it? With no Palace defenders, or not
well,
really, because they'd already lost the
that's what I
clean.
thought. Um,
Yeah,
I thought that well, it would be compensated by the
yeah,
popularity everyone with a Palace defender, because it was the second goal Palace conceded.
mm,
But that that didn't
didn't
necessarily
balance it.
impact as much as I had.
Mm,
Foden, I'm disappointed with his 3 because he had about 5 shots in the first half alone that were saved or something. And then Mohamed, you mentioned Reinders' volley that was
Yes,
excellently saved. So his three
very nice
points.
body.
And Dye's
Quick question,
penalty.
Matt. Would you, if you were wildcarding next week, would you hold Reinders or would you change him?
What if I was wildcarding in game week 8?
Yeah.
Well, game week wildcarded in game week 6. Um, what would I have different if I was wildcarding game week 8
Well, the thing is,
instead?
he was a good pick at the time, and it's like obviously
Hmm.
now we're 2 weeks ahead. And
Well,
for me, I think he's a, if you have him, you probably hold unless you've literally got nothing else to do. But I
mm,
also don't think he's now such a, in like a few weeks ago, like he was close to essential
mm.
for how cheap he was and how many minutes he was
Yeah,
getting. But now,
for his price,
mm,
I'll come to my bench in a moment. Well,
mm,
for his price, yes, it's a sort of cheap way into a Man City midfield
attacker, yeah,
attacking spot, and but it's return the opening game week, and then I think he's had one other return, one assist since then, and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, unlucky. He
will
has
he
been
get
unlucky.
rotated though?
Pardon?
Will he get rotated?
That's one of my points in terms of moving forwards. Now that Cherky's back, Marmoush will be back. Kovacic has randomly come back out of nowhere as
Mm.
well. I don't think
It's
for
my
one
concern,
minute
of
that
course.
yeah, Reinders is first choice, but we would not be surprised if Reinders was benched out of the blue or if he came off
Yeah.
after an hour. He's
Mm,
played a lot of
They,
football. He'll probably play twice again in the international break for
mm,
Holland, I would imagine.
they can
Um,
never trust Pep 100%.
can never trust Pep. But it's almost like the better you're playing, the more likely you are to get benched. That's
Yes.
how that's how his
mm,
mindset has worked. And like Doku's been on fire, just gets benched. I just wouldn't feel comfortable owning. I wouldn't feel comfortable owning him. Um,
mm.
to be
Yeah,
honest, but
so
yeah,
it's up and down. So then I've got
okay,
Ndiaye's penalty, and I think he got
nice.
one bonus for 7 points. Didn't do great for Defcon, I don't think. Semenyo's 18, Captain Haaland doubled up to 16, Gyökeres is blank, and João Pedro's blank. And I made a joke in the I can't remember whether it was in the chat or comment on a thread in the group. Someone
Mm,
uh well, can't remember the comment, but I basically replied saying that last couple of weeks my bench um, has been more interested in goal scoring than my front line has.
yeah,
Because
Yes, yes.
last week I
I
had
remember that.
Gabriel on the bench and 13, and this week I've
Right.
got Caicedo on the bench, which I'm okay with in the respect that when I was wildcarding, so much template was Raya in goal, Stack as the 5.0 million midfielder.
hmm
So I thought, well, I'll save 500,000 by going Pope instead of Raya, and then upgrading that
Stack to
fifth
Caicedo.
midfielder
Yeah,
spot from like a Stack hypothetically,
yeah,
which was the template largely, up to Caicedo. So
which was a great
it
shout.
was it
Mm.
was
It's a
Pope
great
and
shot.
Caicedo or Stack and Raya, um, albeit zero point 0.1 difference. With the view that well, he's going to spend most weeks on the bench, but at least I know that if anyone, particularly when it comes to any busier periods, someone gets benched out of the blue and doesn't play, then I've got a nailed Chelsea midfielder who more often than not is getting DEFCON every week coming off the bench.
I
So
think he
obviously
averaging
it's
around 30 to 40 DEFCON per game.
so what I'm actually considering,
Yeah,
with the fact that the goals from my front line all season has been the Haaland goals in the last 2 weeks, and an assist from João Pedro. That's it.
and that's it.
That's
Yeah,
it for my front line. There's just been swamped. So part of me is thinking, right, well, maybe I'll switch to a 3-5-2 and have Caicedo playing more often rather than just
yeah.
being first on my bench.
Did
Um,
he was he close to starting for you this week, or was I mean,
mm,
if I was looking at your team and thinking I probably would have had to do the same thing. He was playing Liverpool. You couldn't really bench anyone else there, could you?
yeah, it was the sort of 50-50 between him and João Pedro. Wasn't
Yeah,
expecting Caicedo to
Um,
score. I was thinking, right, he'll have the appearance points, probably DEFCON points, so I've got
yeah,
a four,
yeah,
four, maybe five if he picked up a bonus. And with Liverpool's defence, I was sort
yeah,
of thinking, well, if Chelsea can keep 11 players on the pitch,
yeah.
that perhaps João Pedro would actually have an
Nick a
increased
goal or an
chance of
assist.
upside,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he didn't. But despite that 10-point double digit on my bench, I finished with 74. 10
in a
points
wow.
row.
above my safety score, putting me on 380 at the moment. Rank rise from 4.3 million up to 3.5, which is a change of 18% and a game week rank that was 2.7. So,
I think this is your fourth green arrow in a row.
pardon?
I think this is your fourth green arrow in a row.
Fourth green arrow in a row, is it, Matt?
Yeah,
Yes.
I had. So game week one was basically middle,
Yeah.
literally average out of the whole game. So my starting off point was about 5 million. Then I had a terrible game week two, um, which dropped me to 7.1 million.
Yes.
Game week three I was 1 point below my safety score, so very, very small red. So I stayed around the 7.1 million. And then I've had greens since. A couple of the greens have been very small. Um, this has been the second um, decent one, but um, two reasonably ones running. But then my one last week for my wild card would have been bigger had I played. Would have been significantly bigger had I actually played Gabriel, but that wasn't an Arsenal Newcastle bias.
Is 3.5 million your highest rank so far this season then?
Yeah, so far this season. Um,
Nosebleed territory, mate.
hmm.
I think you
Well,
only use a wild card, right?
yeah, chips wise, I've only used my wild card at the moment.
Yeah,
What are you
definitely will
saving
be
triple captain
looking.
for?
Well, I would have played it last week, um,
Wild card.
because as I think, Lo, you and I discussed it, is that last week was had I have that I think calculating my old team and the
Oh yeah,
wildcard team last week, there was about 15 points difference ish. My old team would have got that much more.
yeah,
So had I have held on to the wild card, I would have played the triple captain and got mid 70s rather
yeah.
than
It's a shame you can't triple captain on the weekly wild card, isn't it? Like I
Yes.
kind of understand the rules, but like I don't.
yeah.
At the end of the day, like it's still the team you're picking. I wouldn't be against being able to use your triple captain on the week you wild
Mm,
carded, but obviously that's the rules.
Mhm.
yeah, probably some
But you're
algorithm.
now going to have to find another good week where you hope he picks up at least two. It's going to be hard to match
Mm,
he got in that
I
yeah.
Burnley game, but
I think game week 13, Haaland versus Leeds will be a nice game week for triple captain.
yeah.
Mm, possibly. We shall see. But that is where that is where I'm at. So, how can you get in touch? Where can you find us? Our email address is lowercase fplaffairs@gmail.com. On X, our user handle is at FPL Affairs. Facebook, the group link is in our description on the YouTube video channel, and alternatively you could search the Facebook group for FPL Affairs. We should pop straight up. Our YouTube channel is /@FPL Affairs, and the Spotify links are generally found at the bottom of the video, or on Spotify you could search up FPL Affairs. There may still be time to join our leagues if you haven't already. The Classic League code is 12RRCG, or the Classic code is lowercase I 6NQNB. Unfortunately, the head-to-head league is now closed as the season has started. Sneak peek there into what we're discussing in our next video. First and foremost, though, it's been an amazing experience having Mohammed, aka the FPL Affairs Dove, admin league leader, 111k in the world, joining us at 4:30 in the morning all the way from Malaysia. And I'm not even sure if I've repeated what I'm going to say, but either way, he'll be joining me and Lewis in a moment for our talking points. See you shortly.